It's Thanksgiving here in the United States, and I want to do kind of a different episode here today that is something that I wish someone had told me earlier, something that I wish I'd been convinced of earlier, and it's something I don't think you can hear enough, and I feel like Thanksgiving is the perfect day for it, and that'll make sense for you in just a second. Before we get into it, I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to you. Thanksgiving is actually my favorite holiday because it's not about Santa or about pumpkins or costumes or a bunny for some reason. I love all those things. Those are all great as well. But Thanksgiving is special because food. I mean, come on. But it's just about spending time with people that you love and appreciating the people in your life and the things in your life and the things that you have and the things that you get to do. And I'm a big softie, so I love that stuff. And then you add food to it. I mean, come on, what am I going to do? Of course it's my favorite holiday. And I don't know where you are on Thanksgiving. I know it's not always the best holiday for everybody. So I just want to say, you know, whether it's a great holiday for you or not, I just want you to know that I'm really thankful for you and I'm glad that you're in my life. Whether or not I know you, the fact that you choose to spend time with me in any regular interval, if you're watching a video on or around Thanksgiving, I know you're serious about this. The videos I put out around this time never do as well. I expect that. It's a busy season. I get it. And so if you're here, I know that you're serious about this. And the fact that you give me your time and attention, you invest that with me, that's your most valuable asset. And that you trust me with your time is awesome to me. And so I am so appreciative of you. The fact that I get to help people day in and day out create professional sounding music from a home studio, that's my life, is amazing to me. It's nothing I ever could have dreamed, and I love it. I'm so honored to be able to be a teacher, a guide, a mentor, whatever, for you and for anyone else who's watching this. So thank you for spending your time with me. Thanksgiving's all about thanks, so I just want you to know I am truly thankful for you. And I want to get straight into this idea because, again, it's something that absolutely changed everything for me, but it's not something that anyone ever told me. It's just something that I kind of got to over time, like way longer than I should have. And it's something that I think if I'd at least had the mindset in the beginning that I needed to focus on this or really try to keep my head in the right place, I would have gotten there a lot faster and enjoyed the process a lot more. So before we get into it real quick, I have my little notes on my phone, and since I'm looking at it, I just want to show you, this is my daughter Poppy painting at daycare, and it's just the cutest picture. I showed the people on our live call in my community the other day this picture, and I thought I'd share it with you all too. I just love it so much. It makes me so happy. Anyway, very thankful for Poppy, very thankful for my wife Amelia, my family, everybody out there. Okay, let's talk about the first step to getting better, the thing that you have to improve if you want to actually create professional sounding music and enjoy the experience. These things go hand in hand. The truth is that your music will be capped. The best you could possibly release is capped by how much of this you have. Okay? I've already hinted at it's a little mindset-y, it's a little bit frou-frou, but it's not. It's real. It's really impactful and it's tangible. It's your belief. It's, do you believe you can do this? Now, this isn't like The Secret where I'm saying you just believe that you can do it, you just want it, you just imagine it. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm truly not saying that. I am saying you have to believe that when you put the time and effort into this, the result on the back end will be worth it. Maybe not this song, but that you can do it, that you have the ability to do it. If you don't believe that, then everything you do is going to be capped at it. Now, it's not just you. There's really three things that you need to believe in to be able to create professional sounding music from a home studio. The first is just that you can create professional sounding music from a home studio. I think a lot of people, they kind of believe that, but they also kind of don't. And you probably, hopefully, heard some of the stories of the huge names that have done it. Phineas, for example. He's insane, right? And this is Billie Eilish's brother, if you don't know. He's done some incredible work from his home studios. And I believe Ocean Eyes was recorded with an AT-2020, their like first big breakout song, $100 microphone in a home studio, literally sitting on a bed recording. But you might be thinking, well, I'm not Phineas. Like... Sure, he can do it, but so many people have. One of my favorite albums of all time was just, I think, an 18-year-old kid. He goes by, his band is called Dayglow, but it's just a single guy named Sloan, I think. And he recorded this album when he was like 18 in, I think, his childhood bedroom with a Focusrite interface, and it's one of my favorite records. I just love it so much. And I think he mixed it himself in his home studio. and it sounds awesome. And I never would have guessed that. And it's like a huge release, millions and millions of streams. He tours all over the world. I'm very jealous of this guy, envious of this guy, but also super impressed with it and love his music and am appreciative that I get to listen to it. God, Thanksgiving is killing me. Anyway, you can make professional sounding music in a home studio, and we do it. We do it in my band, and I've known so many people that can do it. There's nothing special about me or my bandmates or anybody that I know that's doing it. A home studio is not the limiting factor. In fact, it's actually a strength. The fact that you get to work in a home studio provides and gets you around a lot of the things that are inherently problematic in a professional studio. For example, number one, you're staring down the barrel of the money, of the clock ticking. So if you don't get that take, oh God, you got to get that take. And then if you're not happy with that at the end of the day, guess what? You either now have to pay more money to do it again, or you just have to leave with the results that you're not happy with. I mean, that's no good. And like that can be a real spiral, right? And so in a home studio, there's no pressure. Now that's obviously can be a con too, but hold it in the right place, put in the work, get it done. And then if you're not happy with it, guess what? You get to do it again. You don't want to do that infinitely. You need to like keep moving on with your projects. You're going to learn way more by releasing and finishing more projects than just overly doing the same thing over and over and over again. But you can always go back and redo stuff and improve stuff. And there's no cost to it, no additional cost, except your time, which is obviously valuable, but there's no monetary cost to it. And so you don't have to think about and weigh, wow, I would like to get back in the studio, but it's going to be another $500 for me to go back in and re-record those vocals. I don't know if that's worth it to me. Well, guess what? Home studio, not a consideration at all. It's just your time. You just set it up. It's not a big deal. So that's huge. Huge. The second is that anytime you're working in a pro studio, whether it's a project studio, commercial studio, whatever, you now have another person who has to understand your vision, and you have to articulate your vision to and help try to guide, work together to actualize it. And that can be a strength. And some projects are definitely heightened because of that, for sure. It also can be a weakness because maybe that person isn't going to quite gel with the project. Maybe they don't fully understand it. Maybe you aren't as good as articulating it because you haven't spent the time in the home studio doing it. And so a home studio is just a superpower. Even if you end up going into the studio, it's going to help you articulate what it is you want. You're going to have a better vision. You're going to have better demos, all that stuff. But in my opinion, it's going to be easier for a lot of people to get the vision that they're going for in a home studio because they understand what it is they're going for and they don't need to try to bring someone else into that. The other day on one of my videos, somebody commented that they paid Abbey Roads $1,500 to master some of their music, and it was the biggest waste of their money because they were happier with the masters they had done. Now, I'm sure Abbey Roads did awesome work, right? Like, I don't know who actually mastered it there, but I'm sure anything coming out of there is grade A, technically great. But you can have something that's technically great that doesn't align with the vision or what you want out of that end product. And so anytime you're bringing anyone else into the fold, you got to figure that out and you got to articulate that. And it doesn't always happen. In fact, I would say from my personal experience, it more often doesn't happen. Usually, I understand what I'm trying to do, and maybe if I've been working with someone for a long time and we have a lot of conversations leading into it, someone else can kind of understand it. But getting an engineer in a studio, it's just really tough. It's tough. So it's a superpower in some ways that you're doing it in a home studio. So I don't want you to just believe in your home studio setup. I want or believe that you can do it in your home studio setup. I actually want you to believe that it is probably even more likely in a home studio setup than would be if you went into a pro studio. Second is your gear. So we talked about the studio, but that's just the belief that you can do it in a home studio. The gear is the actual equipment that you have, whether it's your interface and your microphone, your drum set, your guitar amp, you as a singer, whatever. You have the gear you need right now to get a great sound. The truth is that in 2025, 2026, as we're about to go into that year, there's basically nothing. If it's made by a reliable manufacturer, it's probably good enough to get a better sound than 20 or 25 years ago. My first interface was like $600 or $700 and sucked compared to $100 Focusrite interface these days. So you probably have the gear you need. That Dayglow record I mentioned, recorded with a Focusrite Scarlett. My band is actually spread across 3 home studios because we're all over the state of Virginia. And 2 of the other home studios have just the Focusrite Scarlett interfaces. And you've heard the stuff we've been doing. right? The gear doesn't matter. Sure, nicer gear can help, and I'm not saying that gear doesn't make any amount of difference whatsoever. I don't believe that, but whatever you have right now is good enough to get you results that you're happy with. The biggest thing that making professional sounding music is capturing something unique and meaningful, and then honoring and serving that. So it might not be the, quote, best sound or the best gear, but trust that you can find something that you like, spend time just finding things that you like, and you can't go wrong. And just talking about other people using gear, I mean, almost every record that you've ever listened to has an SM57 recording, probably one of the main tracks on it. White Stripes, I believe, record all their vocals, or at least used to, with an SM57, $100 microphone, right? Gear doesn't matter as much as how you use whatever it is that you have. And over time, it'll become obvious to you what you should invest in to improve your setup, to help you get that vision quicker, or to help you get a sound that you haven't quite been able to actualize exactly yet. But whatever you have right now, record something with it, capture something unique that's of the moment right now and meaningful, and honor that the best as you can through the recording, the producing, and the mixing, and the mastering. And you can do it in a home studio. It doesn't need to be anything, quote, better than that. Okay. You have to believe in the home studio. You have to believe that you have enough gear and that the gear you have is good enough. And it is. By the way, in this studio, I'm currently using a PreSonus Quantum HD8 for my main interface. It's an awesome value, like, kind of bottom middle tier, like affordable interface. I shouldn't say bottom. That's not really what I mean. It's not cheap. It's good. It's an affordable interface. And that's been great for recording drums in here. So anyway, all that to say, you have what you need. Okay. Believe in the home studio. Believe that you have the gear and that you can capture something with that gear. The third is yourself. So we talked about that a little bit up top, and it is the most important thing. None of this matters. You can believe you can do it in a home studio. You can believe that you have the gear to do it. But if you don't believe in yourself, one of the biggest failings that you're going to fall into is that you won't give it the right amount of seriousness that it needs. And actually, that's not the right word. I've talked about this a ton recently. You don't want to be too serious with it. You want to be sincere with it. And if you think of yourself, if you don't believe that you can do it, then you aren't necessarily going to take it super sincerely. You're not going to put the effort into it that it needs and that it deserves. But if you take yourself seriously, take yourself sincerely, and you put the effort into it, you can do it. I know you can because you're here watching this. You are clearly dedicated to this thing. And that's super cool to me. I mean, I just think it's amazing how many people around the world have come together through the band guide in some capacity and are making professional sounding music. It's insane. And you are one of those people. Maybe you haven't gotten the results that you want just yet, but you can do it. And maybe you need to keep learning some things. Maybe you need to keep practicing. Maybe you need to keep, the reps on the machine, time on the machine, right? That's a factor. I'm not going to say that it doesn't take some time and effort, but you have to believe that you can do it. Maybe you need to keep working at it, but whatever your belief is going to cut you off at the knees if you don't believe that you can do this thing. I sent out an email years ago about how, I've always worked out at the gym. This will make sense, I promise. But I've always worked out at the gym, and I used to really want to be able to get stronger, get fitter, whatever. And I realized one day that I may want that, but when I would actually work out, I'd always be looking at other people thinking like, wow, it's amazing that they can do that. And that mindset was quite literally something clicked to me one day when I realized, oh, I am literally saying that in my head, saying I can't do that. I can't, lift X weight or whatever. And once I realized that I was limiting myself, that's when the biggest progress I've ever made from a physical standpoint and getting stronger and getting healthier and fitter. It all came down to, I just had to believe that I could. And this isn't the secret. This isn't just believe it and it will come true for you. It is believe it and then you do the work. Then you let yourself do the work that you need to do. So, for example, if you don't believe in yourself and you go to record guitars, you grab your guitar, you do a couple takes, you listen back to it, you go, okay, that's probably good enough. Okay. There's no question of what could be improved. There's no question of, am I totally in tune? Is my timing really tight to that? what do I not know that I need to know to get this better, and seeking out that information, all that stuff. Compared to if you go to record guitars and you know from having watched my videos or going through my courses or whatever, that you need to be really focused on your timing, make sure that you're as close to in time as you possibly can be, your tone, you've got the right sound from the amp designer if you're working in Logic or GarageBand or whatever, or your amp if you're recording it and you've got the mic position, all that stuff, the way you've set up your guitar, your pedal board, all those things. You've got the right tone, and you're super in tune. So you spend all that time making sure that you check in between every take. Okay, I'm still in tune. I'm still in tune. So important. It's a little bit more effort. It takes a little bit more sincerity in the process. But if you don't believe that you're not going to get the best end result at the end, then you're not necessarily going to take that extra time, put that extra effort into it. And if you don't put that extra time and that extra effort into it, then you are creating the reality that you can't do it. And what is that saying that's way overused? But whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. It's so true. If you don't believe that you can, then all those little decisions that go into getting it right and to being able to do it, that you need to put into it, you're just not going to make all those little decisions. You're not going to put in that little bit of extra effort. And part of that, I think, just speaking as someone who used to study counseling, probably somewhat a self-defeating mechanism, because if we don't put in the effort and then it doesn't come out well, then we don't feel super embarrassed or super ashamed of it. But if we do put in the effort and it doesn't come out well, then, we're really bummed by that. But the truth is, you have to believe first that it can come out great, because then you'll do all the things that will get you there. And maybe it won't be your perfect vision. There's no such thing as a perfect recording, a perfect mix, anything like that. It's about capturing something special with whatever it is that you have, and then honoring it and serving it throughout the process. So that's all that you need to be doing. So you can do this. You have to believe in yourself. And I know that you are probably statistically more likely to either believe in yourself or at least be capable of doing these things because you're here right now, because you're watching this video, and especially right now, you made it to the end of this video or this episode if you're listening to the podcast. Insane commitment. And anyway, that's it. Believe in yourself. You can do this thing. I'm very thankful for you. I'm proud of you for spending this time, for learning these skills, for putting in the effort to do this. Wherever you are in your process, whether you're just getting started, you've already literally added skills to your life from before you could do this stuff. So even if you're not, quote, good at it yet, you are adding and growing as a person in a way that I just think is something to be admired. Whether or not you're getting the, quote, professional results, that doesn't matter to me. It's that you were growing, that you're improving, and I see it. So anyway, honored to be here with you. I really can't believe that I get to do this. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and hope you're taking care of yourself. And thanks so much. If you don't have my 6-step checklist, if you're not getting mixes that you're happy with, grab my 6-step checklist for free from the description below. I have a Black Friday sale going on right now for a few more days. That's a crazy discount on all my stuff and a free trial of my community, which is really powerful and helpful. But yeah, none of that matters as much as just it's cool that you're here, and I appreciate you, and happy Thanksgiving. See you again real soon.
One thing